Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Why Soul Works. Thanks for joining us tonight live, either on YouTube or Facebook. We are on both platforms. If you're on YouTube, please comment in and ask questions. On Facebook, we can't see those questions or comments, but we'll get to those later as we are able to check those and to respond to those. My name is Kendall Bird, and I'm the VP of Brand here at Soul Naturals. And we have a good show for you today. I'm excited for it. Here at Soul, we understand that the mind and body cannot be separated when it comes to your health. When you focus on one more than the other, then you don't get the results that you might be looking for. So that's why at Soul Naturals, we formulate all of our products to nourish both the mind and the body together to create more of a holistic method there. And you can't talk about the mind-body approach without talking about essential oils. They fit right in that space. They are a great product for both mind and body. They seem to live right there. And here at Soul, we're all about making the complicated subject of health and nutrition as easy as we can. And so we've created 4 categories that simplify that down into 4 different areas: calm, lift, clarify, and balance. And we have taken and we have created a Solle Essentials oil, a blend of essential oils for each one of those categories. And today we're going to talk about my favorite, SE Balance, or, well, I mean, calm. Calm's kind of my favorite. I guess SE Balance is my other favorite. Oh, but then there's lift. I don't know if I can pick one. But anyway, let's talk about SE Balance on Why Soul Works. Oh, today we are blessed to have our Solle Essentials Oils founder, our formulator with us, Jennifer Pressimone, to share her thoughts today on SE Balance. Now, Jennifer has been involved with essential oils for more than 20 years. She's on the board and vice president of the National Association of Holistic Aromatherapy, or NAHA. She is the founder and lead instructor at Gensense Aromatherapy. She is an avid presenter and is scheduled to present at the NAHA World of Aromatherapy Conference this year. Wow, Jennifer, that's incredible, all the things you're doing. Welcome, Jennifer Pressimone.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Kendall.
Thank you, Jennifer, for spending some time with us tonight. How's the weather there in Florida?
Well, funny you should ask. We just got done having a hailstorm. So
Oh, wow.
it's a little bit wet out there. We need it, but our friends down south sure don't. They're still reeling from all of the flooding that happened.
Yeah.
So we send our prayers for our friends there, and anybody else in the country has some inclement weather. I know it's tough out there.
Yeah, it's the weather here has been crazy. So anyway, you're the formulator of our products, of our essential oils products. So when you're formulating the oils, how do you go about that to formulate an oil to fit into one of our categories: clarify, calm, lift, or balance? And even more specifically, how do you go about formulating SE Balance to represent that category of balance?
That is an excellent question. Now you're diving into my mind. I've been doing custom blends, like you said, for, over 20 years. And what I do is I look at the person in this case. With Soul Naturals, we have 4 categories. And so to me, those are 4 different people or 4 different personality types. And so what I did is from the very beginning, when I had my conversations with Greg and Lon about their vision, and how they perceived and how they wanted these categories to be perceived, to make it easy. Health can be so complicated. And I love the 4 categories because it's like a compass. They help us find direction. And so putting balance together, it was about really understanding the nature and the goal of what do we want balance to do. And, we're using the balance category to provide, balance on every level in the body. We want to balance our mind, our thoughts, our emotions. We want to balance, how our body communicates, our nervous system, our stress level, hormones, pretty much everything. And so I had to feel what that felt like. And that's part of my process in blending. And then I translate that. I'm translating the personality and the goal of balance category into a bottle of oils, to match that. So when you're smelling that, when you're using that, it's bringing you balance, not only physiologically, but psychologically.
Yeah, and man, you've done a fantastic job. Each one of those really represents the category, and especially balance we're talking about tonight is does that for me. Just creates that feeling of balance. Um, so you alluded to the mind body idea there, and tell us how aromatherapy works in regards to that, the mind body idea.
Oh, aromatherapy is one of the most powerful tools that we have when it comes to our health, our mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, every part of our being. Because we have different senses, and the sense of smell is so powerful. And if we didn't know that before, we certainly know that, after the past few years that we've had, with immune health and a lot of people having a loss of smell. I see it all the time. I hear it all the time. I know a lot of people in our soul family, has been working through that too, of, what can scents do for us? Well, let's experience what happens when we don't have them. Oftentimes we think, oh, something's not working. Okay, we'll take it away and then tell me it doesn't work. And so with the sense of smell, not having it there, we have a lot more scientific studies coming about, in recent times, showing the deficits in mental health. Showing that, people are feeling more lonely. They're losing that sense of joy. They're not finding happiness. They're having a harder time connecting to happiness because they cannot smell. And your sense of smell teaches your body and helps and influences how you taste. And, if you've ever been sick and you've eaten a food and you're like, oh my gosh, this just doesn't taste the same. It really affects you, psychologically as well. And so the power of aromatherapy goes in to activate your mind, activate your brain, processes your cognitions, the neurological functions. So your head brain can connect with your heart, your gut brain, through the heart center to really create and foster inner communication. We have cellular communication. Our nervous system needs to constantly be dealing with, adapting, working through all of the demands, all of the incoming stimuli that it's faced with every day. And when you add in aromatherapy, it certainly can energize you. It can energize your mind to keep you focused on the task. It can help you relax. when there's stressful times coming about, it can provide you with that psychological support so that, you can stay motivated, you can conquer your dreams, you can conquer your tasks without being so overwhelmed and, without being disconnected from yourself. That's another really key point to what aromatherapy does is it helps you stay connected to yourself.
Yeah. Wow. So now let's talk about balance specifically. How does it work and what's in it and how to go about using balance?
Well, there is 5 special essential oils in the balance blend, and if I had to summarize, you can go back to the one slide. If I wanted to summarize and give you a takeaway of how do I explain balance, it really provides relaxation, but it also has enervation, because not only do we need to relax, we also need enough energy to relax. If you're completely depressed, down, or deficient, or just burned out, you need enough energy to find balance. And so this provides you that duality of relaxation with enervation that's going to help restore your vital energy and help you adapt to your daily demands. And now looking at those 5 oils that we have in this blend, we have the center oils. I wanted to have a balance of not only flowers, because we think of balance and harmony, we think of our flower oils, but we need to have that grounded. And I chose frankincense here, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But also, we needed something that's going to lift it up just a little bit to provide that energy, not too much energy, but enough that we can find balance. And so here is the team that I put together. I look at my oils like they're people. And so I'm putting a team together to accomplish a goal. And so these were the 5 that made the cut. And in my practice, I have, helped people balance their health. And there were 3 oils that always came up consistently. And that was lavender, geranium, and frankincense. And so I felt that this was a great, a great core. But I also wanted to bring something else in that was, a little bit wispy but rooted. And then it came to me, we need a grass in here. So Palmarosa is in here, and that's a beautiful grass. But then we needed that fruit. Like I said, not too much, not overpowering, but just enough. And Mei Chang, which is also known as Litsia cubeba, is one of the best when it comes to adaptogenic properties. And so this is a balanced blend. All of the oils in here, the way I formulated it is a perfect balance. But we also have a balance of adaptogens in here as well. So this is the balance team. These are the 5 oils in this particular blend. So if you have your balance, I'm going to encourage you to grab it and smell it there. And now we'll go into each individual oil. I want you to see the benefits that each of these oils bring into this blend. And we're going to start with Mei Chang. So when you smell balance, you smell this citrusy, lemony hint of lemon in here. This is coming from the Mei Chang. Mei Chang is really high in aldehydes, and we know from chemistry, our chemistry buffs out there, that the aldehydes have that lemony scent to it. And so we have this uplifting, stimulating scent, this aroma coming in to really, support and nourish our mind. It's also going to help our mood. Because if you're ever in a bad mood or you're overwhelmed and chaotic and there's a lot going on, it's really pulling you in a lot of directions. So we need to balance that. And Mei Chang is known as the oil of tranquility. And so it's going to help promote a restful sleep, but it's also promoting a more balanced nervous system. It's helping your whole body communicate. We know that our body communicates through the nervous system, through neurotransmitters, through hormone messaging. Also, those travel through our metabolism. And so we need something to bring support and tranquility to that, tri-system of the neurotransmitters, the hormones, and the metabolism. And Mei Chang is the one that does this. It also aids in digestion. We do have science showing the power behind Mei Chang or Litsea cubeba. That have antibacterial properties. It is anti-inflammatory, antidepressant, antiseptic, adaptogenic. And so you can see why this is that upper note, that top note that is within here. There's also a couple other studies showing that it had a sedative effect on both the right brain and the left brain. And so what that's telling us, it showed that it relaxed, those alpha waves, which is our relaxation, the beta waves, which is for focus. And it's bringing this adaptogenic property and balancing both the right brain and the left brain. And so this is why I chose Mei Chang to be in this blend. The next oil that we added was lavender. And if there's one oil across the board, hands down, that is perfect harmony and balance on anything you could ever imagine, that would be lavender. We know it's purple in color. And so purple represents, harmony and balance. And so what lavender is going to do in this blend is restore that physical, mental, emotional health that we need. It's also going to support the immune system. It's great for skin health, also for brain function. And we have a lot of research studies that have been happening over the years, but we have a lot more emerging now showing the true effect that lavender has, particularly on the hippocampus. And if you know anything about the hippocampus, you know that that is connected with memory deficits, cognition impairments, such as dementia, Alzheimer's. And so what we need to do is we need to calm, that interaction and the heat that's going on with those nerves so that the neurotransmitters can fire and get where they need to go through those synapses. And this is what lavender does. You don't have to know all of that chemistry. You don't have to know all of the backstory behind, the anatomy and physiology. But what I want you to take away is what a powerhouse this offers as a nervous system relaxant to help quiet that mental chatter. Have you ever had that overactive mind? You've got these thoughts going round and round and you just can't stop them. There's all of these incoming stimuli and you're like, whoa, things are just going on and I'm just overwhelmed and crazy. Lavender just comes and gives you this big comforting hug to say, whew, take a breath, calm down. I got you. You're going to get through this. We also have studies showing the power behind it for anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, analgesic properties. There was a particular study that showed it decreased stress, anxiety, and postpartum within 2 weeks. So they had these different control groups. And the group that had smelled this, it didn't take 2 weeks to relax. They relaxed instantly. But what they saw after the 2-week mark is that it was sustaining. They continued this for 3 months. And we know the rule of, a 21-90 habit is it takes 21 days to form a habit and 90 days to turn that into a consistent habit. And that's exactly what happened with lavender here. We also saw that it increased performance by 53% by those with ADHD. So we can see this is going to be a great oil, especially, for children, but for adults and or elderly, for anybody of any age. And that's why lavender is included in the balance. Our next oil that is in here is geranium. And if lavender had a sister or a sibling, it would be geranium. And so this brings, again, more balance, more harmony. I remember early on when I used to make soap with the essential oils, and I had a friend helping me make the soap, and we named one Balance. And it had geranium and lavender in it with some frankincense. And women loved it, but we had more men coming back and purchasing that. They wanted me to take the name hormone off off of it. So we just went to call it balance, because it had such a balancing effect on the mind, on the body, on the stress. This is a great diuretic oil, so we know it's going to offer some kidney support. It also has nephroprotective properties, meaning that it's going to really support our kidneys and our urinary system, the bladder. And we know we hold the emotion of fear in the kidneys. And so here we see this full picture of what geranium is going to do for us here. In addition to being a kidney oil, it also supports liver function. And we hold the emotion of anger in the liver. And so this really helps to work on that fear and anger. And sometimes we have so much anger that there's fear, or there's fear and there's so much anger. So if you ever have that duality at the same time, you definitely want to be grabbing and smelling your balance blend. Geranium is, like I said, for the kidneys, the kidney is known as the skin is known as the third kidney. So we can see the benefits that we're going to get from this in supporting skin as well, skin irritations. It's antipruritic, so it's going to help with that itchiness of certain skin irritations. So it's going to calm stress. It's going to promote healthy hormone function, one of my favorites for hormone balance. Scientifically, we see therapeutic properties, that it's antifungal. A lot of studies proving it's a very strong antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antidepressant, and insecticide. And there was a study that I found that showed it reduced anxiety, especially with those having heart issues, heart rate, fluctuations, also with acute myocardia infarctions as well. And so we have some great science behind this oil to show us it definitely is going to help bring balance to all of our body systems. And that's why geranium is a part of this blend. And so next we are going to come to another sibling, and that is palmarosa. This is the grass. It's in the lemongrass family. So you think lemongrass, palmarosa is this beautiful grass. And, the leaves on it are very strong. They're very protective, but they're very strong and stable. And this is going to show us what it's going to do for us in this blend. It's going to strengthen and stabilize the emotions and thoughts. It's a great skin balancer. It's another one that's going to nourish and nurture the nervous system and the glandular system. The glandular system, you think of thyroid, adrenal, reproductive, and pancreas. And the engine of your glandular system is the liver. And so we see, again, how this particular oil is going to bring balance in here. It's a wonderful adaptogen, especially to help adapt to movement and flexibility. Now, movement and flexibility, we think of physical movement and flexibility, but it also pertains to mental and emotional. For people that are really stubborn and rigid and having a hard time thinking outside the box, or maybe you're trying to dream or trying to solve a problem and you're like, I just can't get it. You need to step back and move a little bit and become more flexible. And that's what palmarosa can do in here. And so it's an adaptogenic properties. It also has antibacterial, antiseptic. It's got digestive, relaxant properties. We have gastroprotective, neuroprotective, and there are some studies showing the power of it helping with recovery with those cerebrovascular diseases such as stroke. And, it has such balance for mind and for body. And that's why I wanted it to be a part of the balance team. And the last oil that I decided to include in this blend is frankincense. And frankincense, it helps to deepen your connection with yourself, but also with others. We know it to have these strong properties of really being a respiratory, sinus, and lung supporter, right? It's going to help enhance oxygenation within our body, help our lungs to do its job, help us take a deep breath. Whew, we're going to get through whatever's going on. And that's how it's helping calm the anxiety. It's helping to work on fear. It is my number one oil that I use for fear. We have a fear center in our mind. The amygdala, we know, is that fear center in our brain. And so that gets heightened whenever there's post-traumatic stress, when there's other situations that you've gone through, when there's things that you've gone through that maybe you've buried, and you keep having triggers with that. Frankincense is wonderful to help you with that. It also provides mental clarity. It fosters self-acceptance and understanding for yourself and of others. Tons of science showing its therapeutic properties, a powerhouse anti-inflammatory, analgesic, expectorant, immune support. It helps with cognition. We see it as a neuroprotective, also having antihistamine properties. That's why I like this for that sinus respiratory, for somebody maybe having some allergies. This is my go-to blend. This is my, anti-allergenic, antihistamine blend. Of course, because of the frankincense, but also because of the other 4 oils that are in here. Lavender also has antihistamine, anti-allergenic properties. And so this is why, I put this blend together, and I hope you love it. I hope that it's bringing you balance on your mind and your body. Some ways that you can do it is, grab your diffuser. Kendall, I'm sure, is going to show you his beautiful diffuser there. And, adding your essential oil, adding this balance blend, anywhere from 3 to 6 drops can fill your room. You can add it, for a room spray, add it, with some water, in a spray, because you can just take this and spray it around, shake it up before you do that, because, oil and water do not mix. And so having an emulsifier is going to be great. But if you don't, just add it to water and shake it real good before you spray it in the air. You can use the Solflex AC cream and make a nice skin cream or a skin lotion, adding it to a carrier oil and making a body oil or a massage oil, putting it in a roll-on for, a perfume or a deodorant. Also mixing it in some bath salts, doing an aromatic bath. Would be great. Or if you have a facial steamer, there's a lot of oils in here that are very beneficial at balancing the skin. And so if you have one of those facial saunas, you can drop one drop of the essential oil in there and use that face cradle for that. So those are some tips on what's in the balance blend, why it works, how it can help you, and how you can use it to help you improve your health.
Jen, can you overdose on this? I'm as you're talking here, I am just smelling this because I'm like, that's what I need right there. Yeah, smells so good. Also, the idea that you talked about flexibility. I think it was, remind me, Palmarosa maybe.
Yeah.
Flexibility. I think you put that in some of the Solflex AC, rub it on a joint or whatever. I think I'm anxious to do that. I got a little bit of a sore shoulder going on. The idea that it helps, lavender helps quiet the mind, helps all the stimulus of the mind be quiet. I knew it did that, but I didn't understand the operation there a little bit. It's a great, put it in a bath or whatever to help you just calm, relax, and balance. This idea of connecting with yourself was interesting to me as well. So I've learned a lot tonight. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your impressive knowledge with us tonight.
You welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Now is the time of the program where we talk to somebody who's had an experience with the product, and tonight we get to talk to Brandy Thunberg from Florida. Brandy, I understand that you are a double certified integrative nutrition health coach. and you have had some experiences with Solle's SE Balance. Why don't you tell us about that?
I most definitely have. And after Jennifer's wonderful presentation, I understand exactly why I have had such wonderful experience with this. So, although I get to help other people get healthy, which is so super exciting, so I've been able to share soul and balance with others. For me, what happened is since February of last year, I have been in pure caregiver mode. So there's four of us in my wonderful family, and out of the four, two have been through some pretty life altering things since February, putting me in complete caregiver mode. Now, if you've ever been in caregiver mode, it is a lot. It's decision after decision, and it's hospitals, doctors, lots of things happening, right? Lots of moving parts. And I'm the one that I feel is responsible for keeping that all together. This right here has been my oil. It has been the oil that can meet me where I'm at, no matter where that is. Sometimes I don't know where that is. Sometimes there's so much going on, I just know I need something. But whether it's a hug, or I need to chill out a little bit, or I need a boost of energy, or maybe all of them at the same time, this has been the one that has kept me sane. Whether it's sniffing, I do have a spray that I use. I have my necklace and my bracelet, which I do not go anywhere without. So I'm always got my oils around me. And the diffuser, and the beautiful thing with the diffuser is that's when I can easily share it with the people I'm caring for. They don't have to do anything extra on top of what they're already doing. I just put it in there and we all get to enjoy all those beautiful benefits that Jennifer told us about with those 5 amazing oils she's put in there. And now that she's educated me and shared all of that, I can totally see the beauty of why it has been working so much. So if you find yourself not sure what oil to grab, not sure where you're at, I definitely recommend Balance. It seems to do everything all right here in this magical little bottle. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. That's quite a testimonial there. And your point about sharing it with others, Rosa also noticed that as we were going through this, she thought, oh, she commented that, oh, there's some others that I think could help with this. And that's a way you could do that, is diffuse that into the air for them. Thank
Yep,
you so much.
absolutely. Thank you.
We'll see you.
Yep, see you soon.
And talking about diffusers, you've probably noticed I have a little diffuser sitting right here, this cute little diffuser. Meet Piper, our newest Solle-branded diffuser. It's quite a nice diffuser. It's ceramic. It puts out quite a bit of steam here. Quite nice. It lights up. And we will be releasing this at Soul Ignite for the attendees of that on the 18th, and then shortly after that, we'll put it on our website for purchase for all of you. But I think that's quite a cute little diffuser that's quite powerful. And I actually found out we've been running it all day long, and it ran out of water, and it shut down when it ran out of water. So that's a great function, and I hope you come to Ignite and pick one up for yourself. Also, our next episode of Why Soul Works will be on the 9th, on May 9th, and we hope to see you there. Have a good night.